Okay.
E36 Unfiltered, aka the Unfiltered Room with Mr. E. Gray. Introducing all the latest names and the latest news. Hottest take, he the new face, yeah, the new sound, but keep it old school. Raw interviews from local athletes, even digging off and entertainment too. Own style, he got his own lane, it's Unfiltered, dog, we keep it raw, man. New content to keep the people ready. E36, no Jerome Bettis, real dialogue and real conversations. You keep it real, but we real. Mr. E. Gray in the building. E36 Unfiltered.
What's up, everybody? How you doing? It's your boy E Gray for the E36 Unfiltered Live podcast. We are in the building once again, guys, with another great guest for the time, guys. Our first first HBCU guest on the platform, man. As you know, this is E36 Unfiltered, so we have sports, fitness, and entertainment and entrepreneurs all alike on the platform. So, guys, as you come in here before we get started, I want you to make sure you go ahead and hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that like button, hit that share button, guys. And also, I got a little hashtag down there for you. I want you guys to remember we are still pushing for justice for Steve Perkins upon the entry. Hit that with us as well. We get that one rocking and rolling. And without further ado, guys, we'll get you started here with our special guest for tonight. It's going to be number one. What does it take to be number one, my man, Terrell Gardner? How you doing?
How y'all doing? Nice to be here tonight. Appreciate the opportunity to come on this podcast.
Absolutely, absolutely, man. So we're gonna jump right into it, man. But also gotta make sure shout out my co-host, my man KJ. KJ, how you doing, man?
Hey, good. Glad to be here.
Wonderful, wonderful. Glad to have you. All right, KJ, man. So let's jump right into it, bro. You're hailing from Birmingham, Alabama, the Beham and Ramsey High School. We was kind of briefly kind of speaking off the air about Ramsey, man. I did not have a clue how that you guys was actually not just doing decent, but you made it to the championship your junior year. So you got to place in championship your junior year. Then the following year, you guys went to the second round, man. So kind of shot a little bit of history about Ramsey, bro. Because like I said, I'm up in North Alabama, and I can say I'm known about the Hoover, the Vestavia Hills, Spain Park. You got different schools around the area that not doing anything out of Birmingham, but I did not know why Ramsey was kicking up a little dust, man. So give a little history about your Ramsey High School.
So yeah, being that I transferred into Ramsey, so I didn't start back playing football until my 11th grade year. So the year we won state, I had took some time off just because I thought I was too small. Got to Ramsey, ran into one of my coaches from Little League. He's like, you need to get back on the field. I had turned into a full basketball player. AAU, travel ball, all of that. I was playing basketball. So he got me back on the field, and it was just natural. It felt right, and I made an impact the year we won state, So it was Ramsey it was just starting back up the football team. I think that was like the 5th year it was back.
What?
Yeah, they had stopped football at Ramsey, so that was
Okay,
like
no wonder I didn't know much about it at that time. Okay.
it was like the 5th or 6th year back, and we ended up winning state. Could have won it my senior year, but we ran into Bo Nix, and he was just that guy that year. So
you and a lot of people that ran to Bo Nix.
We ran into a great Bo Nix team, and it happens. But I give Ramsey all the credit, because it was a big difference going from a Pleasant Grove High School to a Ramsey High School, and the amenities and having to go 20 minutes to practice, having no locker room. The locker room was the trunk of my car. Like that's what all your stuff was.
At Pleasant Grove?
Well, at Ramsey.
At Ramsey, okay.
So,
okay.
We don't have a field. We play on the city field. So it made me work harder, and it gave me that confidence to say I could play Division I football.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, I can definitely see that, man. Definitely a transition. You talking about you ain't have your own locker room, out the own trunk, but you basically got out the mud, man. So like just hearing something like that, man, how much more hunger did that put into you? Or better yet, forget that. Before we get there, when you found that was a situation coming from where you came from, it's like, man, we ain't got our own locker room, man. What's this? How did that challenge? Did I not challenge you? Be like, man, did I make a mistake, bro? This coach done got me, bro. Like, what is this?
Yeah, like I said, I went to Ramsey to play basketball, so I wasn't even thinking about football. I barely knew anything about their football team. I went to play
Mhm.
basketball, and my coach was like, "You just need to come out here, come to one practice. You know,
Okay.
just come to one practice, see if you like." And that first practice was full pads, like so.
Bust
Uh,
'em.
but it like I said, it felt natural just being back out there, and it's like, dang, I missed it.
Yes.
So after that, it was like, I don't care, what the stipulations are. No locker room. I was like, I'm ready to play. Let's do it. You know.
I love it, man. I love it. I love it. So what I want to talk about, man. So you transition into that, man. So what for you, man, that gave you because like I said, you went out there and you felt like you was back at home. Do you have that pivotal moment in your life on that football field or whatever, or maybe it was camaraderie or with the teammates or whatever that you like, you know what, man, I belong here. Like and it could be looking at okay, let me look at these real aspects. I'm 5'7", 5'8". I ain't probably gonna go in the NBA. We got mugs of buzz, but I ain't gonna probably get the next level on that one. What moment for you? Now let's transition to that. What moment kicked it on the field that you like? This is it. I can do this. I can do this. Do you remember that moment for you?
I can say, oh, gotcha. So we play. My junior, we played Hueytown High School. Growing up, I played Little League for Hueytown. So all my homeboys, all of them, they play for Hueytown High School. Everybody I know in the stands. Opening kick return in second half, I took it to the house. And at that moment, I was like, you know, I'm unstoppable. Like that's what I felt like.
Okay. Okay.
I was like, I can really take this somewhere, and I was like, I can do this. And just doing it in front of all those people was like, I should have been doing this. That's what I
Yeah.
really feel like. So at
Okay.
that moment, I knew I was like, yeah, this is what I want to do. You know, I still play basketball, but
Yeah.
football
Yeah.
became
Yeah.
football
Okay.
became the first sport.
Wow. Wow. That transition. So talk about looking back on your skills on the basketball court, man. I'm assuming you're a point guard, shooting guard.
Uh,
What was your specialty? If you had to kind of emulate somebody on the court, who would you kind of guys you that inspires you that's in the NBA or college at that time for you?
at the time, I don't know. I was the three ball shooter. I can still shoot the skin off a basketball to this day. Like I can still do it. When we get
Okay.
our little intramural team going up here, I'm always the first pick.
Okay. Okay. So you still that guy.
Oh yeah, I'm by far the best hooper on the team. By far, it's not.
He put it out there. Okay, okay. So talking about that, man. I transition to now where you at now, man. Is to for you when you came in, you kept on playing and everything, man. You transition end up landing your opportunity at Alabama A&M. For you, what was that recruiting process like, man, and moving them to? 'Cause how much had you ever visited Huntsville at that time, and how much did you know about A&M and the HBCU experience to be? I know you guys got Mile College down there, but
Yeah. So I knew absolutely nothing about A&M other than Magic City, other than the Magic City
classic.
Classic.
Okay,
Just because
okay,
I'm from Birmingham, I went every year. Um, Honestly, I was like, I'm never gonna play there. That was my thing. You
what?
always want
So
to go to.
why you say that?
I want to go big.
Okay,
That
I
was
got
that
you.
was I want to go Power Five. And then reality set in. And I had offers. Out of high school, so it wasn't like um, you know, I had to go there, but I met one of the coaches and he just felt genuine.
Mm,
Yeah, and so it was like I talked to my mom about it, and it was just like, well, let's go to Huntsville. So I ended up walking on at A&M. You know,
okay, okay.
mind you, I had the offers.
Hmm.
But I walked on because they was like, you have a chance to play as a freshman.
There you go.
That's all I was looking at. I was like, I want to play as a freshman. I don't want a red shirt, gray shirt, none of that. I was like, I want to play. And so they kept their word. I did what I had to do when I got there, and I ended up playing like 8 games as a freshman.
Mm, mm. So now coming to make that transition, people quite don't know how that can be a challenge for you. You know, coming in, you have to grind. I mean, you got to be on every special teams. You jumping out there. You said you walked on, so you got to be showing yourself. How did you? For you, what would you think? What did you feel was your biggest drive, your motivation, to prove that you belong there? Not just based on what they said, but also that you belong there and that you was going to earn that opportunity to get on that field.
Just being a smaller player, a lot of people was just like they were okay with me. Like, hey man, you just go D2, D3. You know, that's your speed. You know, and it
Hmm.
was like, no, it's not. You know, I'm a Division One. I'm a Division One athlete. You know, and so that really drove me to be like, wherever I end up, I'm gonna do it. You know, I'm not gonna half. You know, go half on it. I'm gonna go 100% on it. And so when I got to A&M, they had some guys. You know, and it's just like personally, I'm better than them.
Okay.
And yeah, you had to feel that way. You know, I feel like everybody should feel that way. You know, when you're competing for something that you say you want to do. So when I got there, you know, thanks to Ramsey, you know, learned the playbook fairly easily. You know, learned it quick. End up getting in, and then against Cincinnati, caught my first pass of college on my birthday. Um, so after that,
Okay.
it started going up from there because I got that confidence, and you know that all led up to where I am now. You know, so.
I love it. I love it. I love it. And I'm gonna hand it over to my man Chris James real quick. But I want to ask you for you. Matter of fact, I'm gonna allow Chris to jump in there because Chris talking about some of his numbers and everything, and some questions that you have for my man as well. That you jump on in there before I continue to get going and keep it rocking. All right. Oh, we can't hear you right now, Chris. Give me a second. We get your volume back up real
Can
quick.
you hear
Check
me
what's kind of
now?
going on. Okay, yeah, we can hear you. Yeah, we're
Is
good.
that
You good?
good?
Yeah, we're good.
Oh, okay. No, yeah, I was, going over some of these stats and whatnot, and definitely your workload has probably like tripled since when you first came on onto the team there. And I think you're right at you've already passed what you had from last season, and you're at 27 receptions, 367 yards, 3 touchdowns, averaging 13.6 a game. And I guess let's go ahead and kind of tell us like what was that transition like when you knew like starting in 2022 after 2021, because you didn't really have much work in 2021, but something changed in 2022 where you jumped from just a few receptions to having over 20, and getting close to 300 yards last season. So talk about what exactly what was that transition like? What was the coaches noticing, or what did you put in some extra work outside of just the practices? What was that like?
So I had a really bad shoulder injury that kind of
Okay,
hindered me. I missed a lot of the season, and then you know the COVID season in 21 was only 5 games, and so that was the COVID year. We won the championship. And then
Yeah.
we came back, and then I missed a few games last season, but then this year we lost some guys. Like we had some guys leave to the portal. Other than that, and I was like, I'm gonna stay. You
Mm.
know,
yeah,
because we lost respectively two of our best receivers to the portal.
Wow.
And then so the next question was like, well, Terrell, are you gonna leave? I was like, what I'm leaving for?
Mm.
I was like, they leaving. Somebody gotta get the ball. And so
right.
that's how I felt about it. And I was like, I'm gonna stay. And like you said, it tripled, you know. And so I was, you know, that's all I wanted, just a chance to have the ball in my hand a little bit more. And and that's why I didn't leave A&M. You know,
Yeah, I
that's why I decided to stay.
yeah, I was checking out some of the games. You definitely got you got that stride.
Oh yeah.
You you might be about 5'7", 5'8", but you don't run
Oh no,
like you
I don't
five
like getting
seven,
hit,
five eight.
so I'm gonna get up out of there.
Hey, that stride look like you about 6'2" when you
I
strike
like
out.
it.
Hey, I like it though. So I got a question though. So given that you was hard on it with the basketball, and you decided going last couple years of high school to transition to football, and you saw yourself being D1, do you have any players that you just kind of model yourself after, or anybody in the NFL that you kind of looked at and like, you know what, if they doing it, I can get in there
We're gonna
too.
jump. A matter of fact, especially that. He already. I forgot. Edge this guy. I forgot to show that he actually dropped his top five, and
Yeah.
we can go ahead and
Oh, he did.
yeah,
He got the top. He got the
he
top
got his
five.
top five right
Oh,
now.
okay,
As a matter of
yeah.
fact, I want to use a surprise for you because I want you to speak to it, KJ. What we think about it. I was actually somewhat impressed about his top five. So we started with it. We go ahead.
Wait, he got some of that
He
throwback
got
Yeah.
in
a little
there.
bit throwback in there, but you know what? Since you are current,
Okay,
we're gonna start here with
he
the.
knows some history
Matter of
then.
fact, we're gonna work
Okay,
our way up. Let's start. We're gonna work our way up from the top five from his all time. All right, all time. So,
oh,
some of it a little debatable, but you can't. You all gotta give props to this one. So his first one was all time. Terrell Gardner's top five wide receivers of all time. Jerry Rice. I didn't have any. I'm like,
okay.
wait a minute. Okay, I was impressed. You know what I'm saying? Because you gotta be you probably like 2000. You probably
Hey,
throwing 2000, 2001. You know what I'm saying? So you know.
now you know what? I'm gonna say that ESPN 30 for 30 be helping the young guys out.
Aha, aha. You got it right for that one. Okay, so we rock with that one, Jerry Rice, man. So, but I'm not gonna just allow you to speak that Jerry Rice, but I'm gonna see you to kind of expound on it. Why Jerry Rice number one? Let me hear what you think about Jerry
Oh no,
Rice.
he's an absolute dog. It's just you can't deny it. Just um my position coach, he keeps us very educated on wide receivers. So
Mm,
we would go back, we'll watch some of that film, we'll watch older players, just because he's an older coach. So he's like, the receivers
Okay,
in his era
right.
are killing the receivers in our era. So it's just like if you go look at it, he was just an absolute dog. You double team him, triple team him, he's gonna catch the ball.
facts.
So it was just like, all right, all time, yeah, number one. Just you can't deny that.
I'm with you on that, man. And he played in the era. I tell people a lot of times that be like, man, Jerry Rice may not be the one. I'm like, bro, just think about if this guy played in this era with as many times he passed the ball 40, 30, 40, 50 times a game. I said this would be insane. This guy still over 1,500 yards over receptions. I think still receiving yards over 22,000, almost 23,000 receiving yards. Touchdown receptions 197. I mean, this guy owns 38 NFL career records. I mean, you ain't topping that. Now, his second one he came in with
You
was
ain't
also
topping.
nice and impressive. The terminology you got Moss, Randy Moss. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay,
he
okay,
did his thing with the Moss, man. I
okay.
mean, in the kids, I don't care what era you're born in. You remember the Randy Moss, and boy getting up there. I mean,
Yeah,
the fast as lightning, catch anything. And of course, I think it helps to stay relevant because now he's still also commentating when he get a chance and whatnot. So I was impressed with that one, Randy Moss for the second one. Third one down. This was a nice one as well. And I'm not sure I would have put him at number three, but I can't also argue against it a little bit. It's a little debatable. Larry Fitzgerald. Larry Fitzgerald. What about Fitzgerald? That's kind of getting closer
okay.
into your. And another thing about it, he actually got a lot of big play like a big tall receivers. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it shows that he ain't being biased.
Right.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? He ain't like got a Steve Smith on there. He ain't got
Nah,
the
he ain't
short.
that.
Yeah.
He like I'm
It's
going
it's
with it.
yeah. I was thinking. Yeah, I was thinking Steve Smith might have snuck in there. For his modeling, but I see what you're doing here. You saying, look, I might be small, but I'm gonna play big.
Nah,
Facts.
Larry
And
Fitz is probably one of the most consistent receivers ever. Especially
that's
when you
true.
have more tackles than drops in your career. I mean, that's just you know that's
Okay, he just dropped the nugget. He just dropped the
you know
nugget on her.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I didn't even
Yeah.
know that one. Okay,
it's undeniable. I like him as a player. He's not like the fastest. When he first got there, yeah. When he got
Right.
older, he just showed that great routes and hands, can go a long way. So it's just like,
Positioning on the
yeah, he
field. Yeah.
showed how smart of a
Yeah.
player he was.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Let's go move to your fourth one real quick, man. And this one, I'm gonna debate with this one a little bit. Man, Calvin Megatron Johnson. Cause I ain't seen no Terrell
Mm.
Owens in here yet. I'm just saying, bro. Before that was a Megatron, that was a TO. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? But Megatron was in his own right. So why To why my man Calvin Johnson over To?
He probably grew up watching Calvin. Especially at Georgia Tech. I know he was watching the Georgia Tech games. He was showing out.
I mean, I know a little bit more about Calvin Johnson. Like you said,
Yeah, yeah.
you can find all his highlights. So it was just like you watch his highlights, it 10 minutes just worth of killing every DB in front of him. It didn't matter who you put out there.
Yeah,
So
you got a point with that, and I think even though his career ended far too soon, in my opinion, it's almost similar to a Detroit Lions. Like it's a curse with Barry Sanders. After 8 9 years, boom, vanished out of nowhere. But now, of course, doing the history and understanding how injured he really was, how many injuries Calvin Johnson was taking to his body. If you get just watch his 30 for 30, and then why he left the game and everything, and it just pretty much similar to Barry Sanders. Pretty much got tired of not getting any help. He got tired of just
yeah,
being the racehorse out there, but getting beat down. Unfortunately, cost him with that. So that's a big one for him, man. But I can kind of rock with that. I would say me personally, I didn't even really know Calvin Johnson would be great coming in. I'm like, it's nobody that's gonna be that good. I mean, he's from Georgia Tech. How many balls he catch? Yeah, he's huge, but I mean, dude went to Georgia Tech. Who goes to Georgia Tech? Of course, follow later on with Demarius Thomas, RIP to him. And they actually produce highly. So move on to my man. Next one here. We're gonna get him back in here real quick.
all
Uh,
right, cool. I don't know what. There we go.
no problem, no problem. I got you here. All right, bring you back in. Next one here, guys. Terrell Owens, top of number 5. So he got his number top 5. It's Terrell Owens. Although with a head To a little bit higher, but I'm gonna give you a break. You know what I'm saying? Because you're young and you know quite about how great To was. Everywhere he went, numbers follow. Numbers follow. You hear a team of Liberator and all that stuff, but no, don't get it twisted. My man was a showman. He was that dog, and he from the helm. Like he ain't showing no love from the helm.
I don't know.
But no, that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. Now, I think we want to move into this one here. You asked a question about him, who was his and I'm gonna get to this one later on. But you had mentioned about who he kind of emulated his game out after, and I think he had came up with who was you guys? Terrell Lockett,
Tyler Lockett.
Tyler Lockett. That's right, Tyler Lockett from hail from K State. Now with the Seahawks, I think that was a great comparison, man. So why Terrell Lockett, man? What's your
Well,
thought?
he's not the biggest receiver, but
Mhm.
he's probably one of the smartest.
Mm,
And he doesn't take many hits. So if you watch
very
his
true.
game, he knows how to catch the ball and get down, or catch the ball and avoid somebody. But he can still beat you over the top, you know. But I like his game because it's more like mine. I don't like getting hit, you
I hear
know,
it. It's
and
the name of the game. Don't
I
get
can
hit.
still beat you over the top, but I can still hit you with the intermediate routes and stuff like that. So, and I know the game enough to know like this guy's gonna be right here. So when I catch this ball, I need to
Mm,
get vertical or get to the ground, or you're gonna take a shot.
mm.
So when you watch his game and his highlights, and it's just like, yeah, he knows exactly what he's doing. You know,
With that being said, would you feel that that was one of the biggest growths for your size and everything is learning how to understand what the defenders are going to be at, where to stick your foot in the ground and get north and south, kind of just understanding what they expect from the defense. Do you feel how much has that benefited your game to make what someone would deem your maybe your weakness is your size and your quickness, but turn into a strength for you?
yeah. My freshman year, I was taking shots, like I was getting killed. Like it was just like, geez,
Getting it.
like
We love that. We love
you
that.
know.
Yeah.
So I was just talking with my coach. He's like, you got to learn coverages. You need to learn because like high school, it's like just give me the ball, I make somebody miss. We
Yeah.
in the end zone. College, everybody was that guy at their high school.
Facts.
So when I got here, it's like, okay, I need to learn coverages. I need to learn where people are going to be. And once I started learning that, and then my coach is just like, hey, we'll take 2nd and 1. Don't take that extra hit for that 1 yard.
Mm.
So I started getting smarter with my body. And so after that, it just helped me progress, and the stats slowly started getting better each year.
I like that. I like speaking of that, man. We're gonna check out a clip from you, man. It's showing you doing just that and understanding where the defense are, where they're gonna be at. If they're gonna be your upfield shoulder, your downfield shoulder, and this is a how you turn a hitch route into a 6 point route, baby. Check it out, Alabama State.
They scored 21 unanswered in a quarter and a half. Caught. And that is going to be the wide receiver, Terrell Gardner, into the end zone for a touchdown.
So take us to that one right there, man. When you say that's a kind of a prime example of what you can show and understanding that you got from year one to year four of how to understand what you're dealing with, who's there, and all this, that, and third.
So yeah, that was just a simple corner route. But how we run it, we run it off leverage. So with the safety, we said in film that we were going to throw that ball at number 20. So the
Start
way
going at him.
just because how he played it, and
Yeah.
so me and Eds, we practice flatten. When I come out my break, just flatten out the corner instead of going back line like we usually do. And Eds just threw a great ball, and I knew because when I run at you, got to eyeball the DB. So when I'm running full speed at him, I'm looking right at him. So when I get in my break, I know where he's at. So I caught that ball, and I knew he was coming from the inside. And if I would have turned to go down the sideline, he makes that tackle. So I know he's run now to catch me. You got to run full speed. So I knew he was running full speed, and it was like, okay, catch his ball, put a foot in the ground, and get back inside. And it just worked out for me. He missed, and at that point, I knew nobody was gonna catch me.
Wow. So I love how beautiful that is, and again, you're showing yourself your maturity, your understanding of the game, and where you one moment you would speak to, oh, this is just about get the ball and just let's run, let's try to score. No, but you kind of already had that's film study, that's development, that's maturity, film study, knowing what to expect. Okay, he have this type of tendency, this person have this tendency. All right, well you're gonna expect him to be on this outside of the shoulder if the ball comes this direction or come this way. So those things right there speak highly, man, of you and your intellect and how you approach the game. And like you said, somebody like you emulate as Tyler Lockett, the guy at his size, he's not big in size or in weight. So for him to have that type of skill set and stay playing the game for this long, I think this guy approaching, if not over 10 years, close to 10 years already. And and it's no slouch. There's no stopping this game. Now, not only you doing this, but also you show a little bit of your ability to go over top as well, man, to make some more plays happen. So we're gonna check another one out real quick, and I want you to speak to that one as well.
Play action. Langford looking deep. He's got a man. It was a go route with a hitch, a touchdown. Terrell Gardner on a home run ball, 62 yards.
Oh,
look at him. He is all smiles and cheese. Okay, talk us through that, man. Yeah, you got a chance to get up on the SEC, you know what I'm saying? And then Lord and Vandy. Everybody eats on Vandy. Everybody eats on Vandy. Take us through that breakdown, man. How special that was for you playing against in the SEC conference, Division One, no doubt about it. No matter who it is at Division One and in the SEC, to have that score.
And that was
that
longest ball of the year too.
I think that's our longest completion this year. But that's the game you want. We talked about it. We were gonna go in guns blazing, because they didn't recruit you. That was the whole message. That was the whole message from our coaches. They didn't want you. So we went in like, hey, we're here to play. Most teams go in, we don't want to get our players hurt. No, we were there to try to win.
Yes.
And so we went in at halftime and treated that play up because they ran trap 2. And so he pumped the out route, the corner jump, and it was like, you better throw that ball as far as you can. So that, and you saw me hit the pad. That was probably like an emotional touchdown because I haven't scored since my freshman year. So it was like I finally put everything together, and it was just like, dang, I ain't scored in a minute. I ain't got in the box in a minute. For it to come like that versus that team, it was just like, ooh, like a whole bunch of weight,
relief,
weight.
Yes.
Off my shoulders. So it really elevated me into the season.
And you can see that, man. And I'm speaking that you can see that, man, because like you can say it was a great route, great throw, and you show that speed to separate and not get caught. But you like to that exuberation that you showed towards the end was like, yo, we here. I'm here. Don't yeah, you didn't I got you. I can play here. That's what I'm supposed y'all
Yeah,
missed out.
that's really what it was. You know,
Feeling that drive, man, and I love it, bro. I love it. And you also got a little punt return as well, man. You got a little skill set on that as well. So I mean, so that's what makes you again. You want to be a switch arm and want to be a breakable, a game breaker in every area, and every facet. So it's gonna be the last clip we're gonna show here real quick, showing you another one. Yeah, I didn't let you know, but I had the clips here because I want you to better. I want to see a raw emotion, a raw response from this thing here. Check it.
3 and out. The punt is up. Alabama A&M return man fields it around the 38-yard line, brings it up to about the 50 at the 45. Still got room, got a block at the 30 to 20, and finally taken down around the 19-yard line. So
I like it. I like it. Look, I'm gonna tell you right now, you guys. I don't know, Chris. Did you return punts in college?
No,
I
I didn't
wouldn't.
return
I
the
wasn't
punts.
happening. I got there. I did it in high school. I was good. I stayed through my thing. Got to college. I wasn't about to be catching the balls. Man, I'm gone as front. I said, "Oh no, coach! I'm used to letting the bounce. That I can catch it. No, you better catch it. All right, coach. I'll be a gunner. Yeah, I do that. I'll block. Wasn't about that life, man. So y'all kind of look crazy like that. I played with a guy who was fearless like that. Maybe about your height, maybe small bit higher than Javier Arenas. Uh, special. But for you, man, what is it about the punt return, man? You got to be a little off, and not gun shy at all to be catching no punts with no flying bullets coming down there, man. So let's speak to that, and also, man, how much you enjoy the punt return? How when did you start to get back there and catching the punts?
so last year we started um, just getting me reps at it. I really didn't do it too much unless they needed me. This year it was more like, hey, you're returning punts, so you need to be comfortable. Um, so we found, well, we didn't find they were all on the team, but it's two guys, Trail and the other corner. It was more like a conversation with them. I was like, y'all block the gunners, I'll catch the ball. And it became more of a trust thing.
Facts, a lot.
And
Yes.
so now that I trust them, so I really don't have to look. I can focus on catching the ball. So I can take a peek, but I know they're gonna make their block. So all I gotta do is make the first man miss. And so once I got comfortable back there, it was just like, all right, cool, we can do this. And so that's really all it was.
And that's an important aspect of the game in totality, is that trust with your teammates.
Yes.
Just overall. So I mean, because that applies even on the other side, just on the offense in general. You got to trust that, hey, when you hit that spot, you're open. The quarterback gonna see you and get that ball to you. Just as they're trusting you to pick up the first down or the catch or whatever the down and distance is. So how is that developed with you and the quarterback, that trust?
So we've been rotating two quarterbacks, but I get reps with both of them. So trust isn't really a problem with us. We they know that I'm gonna run fast, so they know my routes will be a little bit quicker. And so we work that. We do what we gotta do, it's paying off for me. Just with X being from Birmingham, well, he played at Pelham, but him being in Birmingham, us able to get a lot of extra reps in over the summer. And then Quincy just being able to get a lot of reps in, like after practice and stuff like that. It helps, with certain routes, especially, when you got to throw it in a tight window and the safety center right there. I got to trust that he's going to put this ball low and allow me to protect myself, So
Right.
I got a lot of trust with those guys, just wish we could have won a couple more games, but hey, it is what it is. We still going to play hard, and we're going to do what we got to do these last 2 weeks.
I like it. I like it. I'm sorry, could you have something? All right, so
No,
I'm gonna talk
go
to you,
ahead.
speak to you about, man. This something you like. So you're running into your last season, and this is your senior year for this year, and I think like right at this time, I think you guys are standing at 4-5 for the moment. Yeah, 4-5 for the moment. Like I said, you got the two more games, and then we'll actually be wrapping up your collegiate career. Um, and we talked about it off air how it hits a little bit differently when it's your last season, your last year. How have you been able to? And let's talk about this. Now I know you want to play at the next level, aspiration to do this and go out on top. But you also got to be able to be a leader to be able to leave behind a positive mark and still stay focused on the team. Even though you want to say, "Hey, I got to prepare for me to be able to try to get to the next level." How have you been able to uh, hone in to keep the right focus on the team versus the individual stats and things in order to be able to uh, um, to still stand out? Because seeing a place like, okay, you may not go to the bowl or the championship or anything like that. So how have you been able to manage that as you see the end coming?
Just I said, like you said, more of a personal goal is be an All American, and I knew to be an All American, we got to win games.
Mhm.
So it was just like, as a team, we need to find ways to win games, and then all those accolades will come. You know, everybody asked me, man, you need to do this more, and I was like, man, I just do my job. I really don't go looking for stats or something like that. I always tell people I just do my job.
Mhm.
Because I want the accolades, but I also want to win. And
Yes.
I'm real. I've always been a winner, so I'm real big on winning. I don't care if it's one catch, two catches. Let's win. So
Yes. Yes.
especially with these 2 games left, and I talked to some of the other seniors. I was like, we need to just go out as winners. 6-5. It's not where you want to be, but
It's a win.
it's 6-5. You go
Yes.
out as winners. So that's the whole thing with me. I'm really not worried about the accolades. I was like, they'll come. I'll get noticed. I'm really not too worried about that.
Got you. And it's so very important, man. I remember having that moment in my life was like, man, I had to have the same focus. And I'm like, okay, I just want to go out as a winner. At the end of the day, I let the stats do what they do and take care of themselves. Do what I got to do for the team and be that player and do what I'm supposed to do in the film and be able to speak for itself and stand out for us. We'll kind of talk about, man. This is some of the experience that I think is pretty cool. Where I know you said you really didn't know much about A&M except for the classics. Um, Take us through because I didn't go to HBCU. I mean Chris went to Falk. He didn't go to HBCU either. My experience at PWI University of Alabama was completely different than what HBCU experienced. And yes, I enjoyed my time there. It was great, but I always be like, man, bro, like HBCU though. Uh, that's an experience because my god brother, when Matt Campton went there when it was I think it was in 98, 99, when they went to swag and everything like that. So but anyway, with that being said, your HBCU experience, man, and what has that been like? And what would you feel that if you had to speak to somebody who did not go to HBCU and what they probably missed out and what how did that impact how has that impacted your life?
Mm. Uh, I could say is playing football here. I've met family.
Mm,
A lot of these guys I'm gonna know for the rest of my life. Just we didn't even have to play football. It was just the connections that I was able to make. The coaches, like I said, were a lot more genuine. Like
mm.
I can go talk to them, and we ain't even got to talk about football.
Yes,
Just talk
yes.
about life and life after football, or man, I just got a lot on my mind. Stuff like that. You can talk to the guys, and you know, I tell people every day, you know, everybody got the Alabama Arb and the Iron Bowl, but like certain games that we play, it you just can't, you don't compare. It doesn't compare at all. Like
Like such as
anytime we play Southern, anytime we play Fam, um, Jackson State, like
not okay.
the atmosphere is just raw. Like
Mhm.
it is, you're gonna get the trash talking, like everybody's riding for their team, and I love it. And I feel like, PWI games, they leaving after Alabama's up 40 points, they out of there. All right, cool. But HBCUs, you got the fifth quarter, you got
The bands,
the
yeah.
bands, like none of that Beethoven and all that they put. It is like
He said
the whole
Beethoven.
game.
Hit him with the Beethoven. Dang. We ain't going
Like
No
down
I
Bumblebee.
there.
think I think personally I enjoyed the bands the most,
Yeah.
like,
Yes.
and they gonna play the whole game. They don't care
Yes.
about no flag, no if you're on offense, defense, they don't care. And I loved it. Like I do it all over again.
Yes.
It
Look,
was I definitely enjoyed being at A&M.
I'm fun. Look, I'm with you on that. Look, I'm gonna tell you this, no lie, just no lie, bro. And it seemed like it always been when we played Mississippi State, and we played them on the road one time. I remember maybe my sophomore year, freshman. I don't remember what year, but anyway, it was the same weekend as the Classic. When I tell you, oh, it was Arkansas. Anyway, we Mississippi State or Arkansas. We got back in the we got back from our flight, touchdown. When I tell you, we was straight to the Classics.
Uh,
I mean, we was about 6 deep in the car. Gone. I had my vehicle. I had like I had a Alero. I had a white Alero, sunroof. Boom, I'm out. My other partner, he gone. We out. I mean, because we wanted to be like, yo, we got to be in this atmosphere. This is where it's at. This, all the sisters and that we was. I
yeah.
mean, so it was something where, of course, we were locked in our game, but that tailgating, that experience, man, there was nothing like it, bro. Like we wanted to be there. We wanted to be down there, you know. And I mean, I was very. I tell people to this day, you know, I don't regret my decision to go where I went and everything because the opportunity that was afforded to me, and you know, I was a blessings. But had A&M recruited me, probably could have had a good chance of getting me. They would have been surprised, but didn't even never tap in at all, nothing, you know. So they saw, oh, he D1, okay, we got he gone. But the HBCU experience, man, I remember going there, and I'm kind of date myself, but uh, it was when Lil Mo had just came out. You probably remember who Lil Mo is.
It is.
They gonna look up. They Lil Mo, Superwoman. Chris, you better Chris, tell me you don't play. Don't play, Chris. You remember that, right? Dun-dun-dun-dun, dun-dun. You, you don't remember Lamo?
Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
man, I'm
yeah,
gonna say, man,
yeah,
get off
yeah.
this, just get off the pod, man. You ain't my co-host no more. But yo, she came in. It was A&M homecoming. All right, homecoming. So they had a homecoming, and they had a step show, and I think it was the Deltas. They had it in the gym. And this, I'm still in high school, middle school around this time. But man, when I tell you, I saw, oh, they had a Superwoman outfit on, tights. I saw these women. I'm like, oh my God. I said, man, I gotta go. I gotta come here. I was done. I had never, to this day, I've never seen, because it's like the PWI experience wasn't that, you know. Now we had a lot of, oh yeah, they had all that, and of course that's a long, long time ago. It's a long, long time ago. I'm out that game. No longer in life, but at that time, it was just something like, yo, this is an experience. This is it. And of course, the dorms was brand new down there, man. So I just remember that, man, at that moment in my life. And I'm like, wow, this is HBCU experience. And I always look like that's something I would never be able to experience, you know. So shout out to that, man. And like I said, that's an experience that I hope people understand it and hold dear to. Um, and you know, and even begin a chance to understand our history and hear our history from somebody who looked like you, who really knows that history. I took the Black history and things of that nature, and knowing about the Holocaust, knowing about the Armenian Holocaust and the slavery, but it wasn't the same experience. I knew it wasn't the same experience, man. So shout out to HBCUs for that. And I say that to say that the transition, but because you had the opportunity to be able to be in a time where I feel like HBCUs got the spotlight shining on them bigger and huger than ever. With Deion Sanders' primetime effect came to Jackson State. Take us down that alley. Look at him. I know because Coach Maynard had they had like, he wasn't here. He was like, look, bruh, I've been here. We here. But you guys, I know it could be hard to look from the outside looking in. You know, I'm from your side, but how much impact did you feel that positive impact or negative that you feel that it brought to the HBCU to shine a light on it? How did you guys feel that even though you wasn't at Jackson State, that it still affected and brought more light to HBCUs?
Uh, People gonna hate on him, but I appreciate everything he did. Um, like those clips, like the clips you just pulled up, those are on ESPN. I can't find no clips from 2-3 years ago from college because we weren't playing on ESPN. You know, we'll have 1 or 2 games on ESPN, but it'll be like on ESPN News, ESPN
Yeah,
three. You know,
you didn't have the app for it.
Now we're playing on ESPN Plus and ESPNU, and
Yeah.
like, I think we've had 6 games on ESPN just this year. So he did a lot getting us that exposure. Like we get new jerseys and we got a maroon helmet and we got the gray jerseys, and it was just like stuff was just like coming in because it was like, but he's doing this for Jackson, and it made all the other HBCUs.
Step up.
It was like, it's still a competition between schools. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah, get recruits.
we
Yeah.
don't care who you got, you're not gonna outdo us.
Yeah,
Then you
yeah.
saw Grambling get new jerseys and Mississippi Valley, they got chrome helmets, and it was just like, man, everybody
Represented.
like we could do it too. So I was grateful because at one point it was just like, all right, we kind of slacking in the
And
equipment
again,
department, you know,
we
and
want to get that swag here. What's
you
going
know,
on?
and then he got here and it made everybody elevate, and I can say I beat Dion when he was at Jackson. We beat him that spring season, put up like 50 some points on him. So we but
Wait. I don't remember. That's okay. So I came to the game when y'all played them at A&M.
oh yeah, that homecoming
Homecoming.
game was rough. It was
Yeah, I
rough.
don't know why. I think I'm like, well, I had explained to some people. I like, you understand? They schedule these games. These games are scheduled years in advance.
Yeah.
So yeah, if they knew they was this prime was going to be here this time, that may not have been the case. But what year did y'all beat them then? Because I was
The same
the
the
spring.
same year. That same year in the spring.
Oh, that's right. So y'all played them the next time at homecoming. It was actually the full season.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's for okay, cool. Okay, yeah, because he was coming in as roster. People forget about that. People forget about that spring season.
Yeah.
For Dion as well as just in general. Sometimes that
That
because
was
he was just first. They hadn't had their recruits, and he was like, "We're gonna get our recruits in here, this and that, and third, and
he
y'all
brought
won
him in.
that." What's that?
He brought those recruits. I give him that. But that I also like what he did. It
I like
it
that.
made HBCUs realize like, hey, we can get those players. You
Yes,
know, I always looked at it like, why don't we recruit these guys? Oh, he's a 3-star, so it made HBCUs automatically not even look at the kid. Like we were okay with getting I don't want to call people hand me downs, but we were
the
okay
no
with getting
stars we
like,
will see.
yeah, we were okay with getting the no stars and the kids that are undersized. Dion was like, no, I'm gonna get this 4-star, I'm gonna get this 5-star, and I'm
And
gonna
I'm
get
coming
this
for
guy. And now you can see it like FAMU, they got 18 4-stars, 3-stars, and we got, now we got a couple of 3-stars and 4-stars. So everybody's slowly like, hey, we can out recruit uh a Sam Houston or a North Dakota State. We can
and
out
put it in
recruit
there.
those
Right.
guys.
Yeah.
So now you can see I think it's 3 HBCUs in the top 15 FCS rankings right now.
Yes.
So it's just like once
Nice.
you see that, it was like you coaches recruiting started to change. And I kind of felt bad for the guys that didn't have no stars because HBCUs were more like that school, like, hey, I got a chance here. But
Get it here. Yes, I understand that.
at the same time, you want to be able to say you're playing on this level with these schools and we can play with y'all. We're not a money game. You know, we're here to come win. And so now you see a lot of schools not even wanting to schedule you no more
Mm,
because you're getting these recruits in now. So I liked everything he did for HBCUs. And I wasn't mad he went to Colorado. I mean, you're making 15 times the amount you were making, at a HBCU, so, and he left Jackson in a great position, Under Armour contract, ESPN contract.
wow.
What else do you want?
I,
Right.
I,
Right.
I love it, man. I love it, and the fact that he was, yeah, we're gonna just leave that there for a moment. I respect what you're saying. I respect that because I've never ever heard it from an actual another HBCU actual player, and actually somebody that's not even on Jackson State team,
Yeah.
but still on the appreciation. Like, man, what he did for us, and it's being mature. Not like, oh, I'm riding this dude, you know what I'm saying? Or like he's the best thing. Prime is prime. The prime
Yeah,
it's a reason why they do call it prime effect and what he
we
brought to the game.
we call him Coach Sanders. You know,
Okay,
I
yeah,
ain't
yeah,
calling
yeah.
you Coach Sanders. You're not prime time to me. That's just how I felt about it.
It come out again. Look at it. It came out. He was good. Like, okay, let me let you be known. So that gonna segue right into when y'all met up for homecoming, Coach Maynard and them at the end of the game. What was that about? I didn't see the moment because I was out there tailgating.
So
At that point
they
in time, I was gone. I'm tailgating. I
they
wasn't there.
I think that was when Dion was hurt. Had like the
Yeah,
little
foot.
scooter. So they pulled out a pink. Coach Maynard had said something about his scooter,
Oh
and
yeah.
it was just like they beat us. Hands down. They played a way better game than us. But they put a pink scooter on the middle of our field, and that didn't sit well with nobody.
Ah,
It didn't sit
what?
well with us. It didn't sit well with our coaches. So that really
They amped it
it
up.
made Anthem go back to the drawing board just a little
Facts.
bit.
Yeah.
But it humbled us because we were coming off the championship, and everybody else before that, we beat them.
Yes.
So but then they turned around and lost South Carolina State, who we had already beat that season. So it was just like,
Real. It's
you know,
crazy.
come on,
Wow.
man.
How things have turned. You know what? I'm gonna speak to that, man, because I think what you spoke to what happened there, and you also spoke to what happened there, and also briefly the situation of showing make people elevate their game to say, hey, we can go after this 4 or 5 star. I mean, 4 star, 3 star, whatever. We can go after this player. Like Travis Hunter was number one player in that recruiting class, and he made him flip. How much um I can say that Coach Sanders, you say Coach Sanders, still having the effect. And I look at it, him doing the Colorado, taking HBCUs, those same players, his son, Travis Hunter, a few more Hankerson, and actually look at Shador. They were saying, well, he can do it at HBCU level. He can't do it on Division One level. This guy, even though he be getting his block knocked off by his lineman, did not block him. This dude still was the one of the leading passers in the entire FBS, So, and then the success he's having in Travis Hunter being able to play two ways, still being successful, man. How much actually encouragement that can even bring to you guys as players? But like, man, look, bro, it's all about opportunity and exposure that we actually can do what we're doing here and do it at next level. Just being able to be exposed to that much more different level of competition. How much that actually kind of have you ever guys even looked at it from that aspect?
Well, I mean, I have because it just proved what I knew the whole time. Like we could play on that level.
Hmm.
It's not always about size. It's not always about, you know, was his 40 time, this, that, and the fourth. He took those guys from Jackson, went up to Colorado. I don't know what everybody was expecting, but I knew they were going to lose games. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah, yes,
because you can't, you're not going to change the whole program in one year.
nice.
But you done won more games than they've won in like the last 2 seasons.
Already,
So
you can already see
it's
the
just
effect.
like, you know, it just solidified that like, all right, the same guy, Shador, that's the same Shador, throwing touchdowns, scrambling, throwing for all these yards. It's something we already knew he could do.
Yes.
And it's more of a I'm glad he's proving people wrong. I'm not
Mhm.
gonna hate on him or nothing like that. That's the same Travis Hunter who caught interceptions on us, who took a jet sweep 45 yards and cribbed it on us. Like I can remember that game vividly. He's doing
Mm.
the same thing at Colorado. So it's just like it just proves that you can take these HBCU kids and they can go to the league and they can play FBS football. So I'm just everything they doing, I'm happy for them, regardless of their record right now.
I love it. I love it. I'm rocking with that, man. And like I said, that's very big. And I'm proud. I'm rooting constantly. You know what I'm saying? Like in that case, just like you, I'm like, bro, did y'all think they was 1-11 last year?
Yeah.
Did y'all think they was gonna come win the whole championship like something? Don't understand. Don't
Yeah.
misunderstand. Have some common sense. I mean, Prime himself made it clear. Oh, we ain't there yet. We got 7, 8 more dogs, and he's talked about it being in the trenches.
Yeah.
Where it's gonna change the game. So anyway,
That's the
that's a
only
whole up.
difference. That's the only difference between FBS, FCS, Division One, Division Two. It's that offensive defensive line. Just I can go back to when we played Vanderbilt. Their DBs couldn't touch us. You know, respect that is they weren't they were in the same level as us. But when they can rotate 8, 9 D linemen and all they D linemen 6'5", 310, and we got 8 offensive linemen that travel, and our starting guard is like 6-1. That's the difference. So it was just
Yeah,
like
yeah.
we got to the fourth and they just had more depth.
The,
And
yeah,
so
Yeah.
T wearing down. Yes.
it was just like, because I think we were 19-13 at one point against Vandy and going
Wow.
in the third quarter. So we got to the fourth and it's like the depth hit us. And so, but I tell everybody all the time, you could take skill players from any level of football and put them on any level, because that skill players they're all interchangeable.
Mm-hmm. 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 I got you. I want you on that, man. Chris, I'm gonna kind of turn over to you real quick and speak about a couple things before we close it down, man. Speaking with some NIL deals, different things of that nature. And shout out to everybody, guys. Shout out to everybody real quick. Just giving the E36 guys, and also Justin for Steve Perkins, guys. We're gonna keep on rocking it. We're gonna keep on pushing it. Keep on believing it. I'm rocking this shirt. And as also you guys see, also go ahead and hit that share like button here, share like button, and go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel. That's gonna be on E36, guys. Our YouTube channel, E36 Unfiltered. All right, Chris, you got the floor. Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, I can hear you.
All right.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
So what I was
What
talking
was you?
about was kind of introducing the NIL deals, man. The kind of coming through and how it has potentially shaped the new league now. The college football now, whether it's on HBCU level or even on this isn't just college football in general, man. But also seeing it trickle down into all levels of the game. How do you feel? What's your as a player? What is your eyes, your perspective on the NIL deal?
NIL just created free agency in college. That's all it did. Who can throw you the most money? So now you signing for a check. It's just like the NFL at this point. Um, Honestly, it needs to be like a limit on it, because at some point you're gonna see schools not be able to keep up, and so you're gonna see instead of it being a level playing field, you're just gonna see it start going like this, where certain teams have all of the best players because they can just keep giving out money and, bro, we can guarantee you this and guarantee you that, where this other school they just can't do it, you know. So I
Mm-hmm.
feel like it needs to be a cap on it to where you can have a certain amount of NIL money for your team.
Mm-hmm.
But they can have, it sounds wrong because, all right, well, you got Kool-Aid McKinstry, then you got some random guy that plays at Oregon State. So Kool-Aid's gonna bring in more people, but you still want the playing field to be level. And Alabama can dish out so much more money, you're never gonna be able to compete with them. So I feel like it needs to be a limit on how much money a player can get, how much money a team can technically guarantee a kid, because at this point you can go Oregon has some great players. You can go to Oregon and be like, hey, we can guarantee you these 3 NIL deals for like $4 million. If Oregon can't match it, I can go hop in the portal, go straight to Alabama.
Okay. Okay.
So now it's like free agency. I can steal your player, steal your best player. I can take these guys because I can give them what you can't.
Okay. Okay. So
Changing the whole dynamic and aspect of just how players are coming into college. It used to be, you just want to go to a school or, a good program, see how you fit into that program based off of skill and
Yeah,
ability and what you can offer to the team. Now it's about what is that school going to offer you outside of just that scholarship,
that's
you
it.
know, and it's treated as a business, more of a business aspect than just the education and being able to play.
okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna push back on both of you guys. Now that is from a perspective of that understanding of that is true, but I think what people also get it misconstrued and misunderstood is that the NIL deals don't come from the school. They actually come from the business that's surrounding that want to be invested within that player. So that money now, if they set it up where the team has a certain like a certain bank of money that they can hand out NIL deals, then yes. But how is I'm understanding how it
But you
works is
got
not. It's
I,
actually from other business that's not even connected
I
necessarily to the university.
Terrell,
The
you got to
university
you
want to get
got.
in.
I'm
I'm
on your side. I'm on your side because you got to understand. come on, like you know, for us, let's say Alabama, for instance, they got a team of people who's making sure that they get these deals to come in. I already knew what Terrell was coming
Yeah,
in,
Not
you
just
know,
yet.
and
Not just yet.
it's
no,
a
and then
boosters, the
it's
team
the
boosters.
boosters. The boosters, you already know they got the guys coming in, they throwing the money, and we already know that HBCUs are substantially underfunded in all kinds of areas where they can't make that market push, and they can't make that push to bring, um, that vision, that exposure to the team. That's why it was such a big deal when Dion, Prime came in, because all of a sudden it's like, oh, wait a minute, we got a celebrity now at a HBCU. Now all of a sudden it brings light unto that whole culture,
Organization.
everything about HBCU. So I understand what Terrell. I see what you're saying, E, but at the same time, there's
So
that behind the scenes that
Yeah, it's a
we
lot of
not.
So
see.
are you saying basically, okay, it's the brand? So because like every business, you want to make sure you have a return on your investment. So Travis
Right.
Hunter, at we just saw let's go to
Pine
uh
Bluff.
Pine Bluff, Arkansas Pine Bluff. All right, with no coach versus you take that same player who he's the same athlete, all this stuff, but you put him
Right.
on, or better, you bring Coach Prime to Arkansas Pine Bluff. Now all eyes on him. Now we feel like, okay, we can get a return on our investment. Now if we put
And
this
that's
money
all
in
it
this,
is. It's the
we're the
return
same.
on
We that
investment.
person who said, I want you to be endorse my dealership. I don't have any more money than I had before, but now I want to invest a little bit more into your pockets as his player, because the brand that he represents now has so much more eyes on him. So if you come from that perspective, and so I wasn't really disagreeing, but I'm like, okay, understand that money does not come from the school, but in the
Right.
aspect
Right.
of
Right.
a bigger brand, like you said, a Kool-Aid McKinstry, that brand is going to be seen so much more. So you're going to get so much more benefit from having that player. Like I think American Eagle just signed an endorsement deal, an NIL deal with Travis Hunter. Because now, okay, you know Travis Hunter, they're gonna be on TV all the time. His following is crazy out the wazoo. Yes,
And the school he attends, a lot of those students wear American Eagle.
a lot.
So
That's a true. That's a fact. And with great return on investment. So, and I think I'm with you on it having to be, because you bring from perspective. I like it as a, like, okay, look, at school we can't compete with an ID. Like I said, we can go to another school, or just go to another Division 1. Like, so I can go to a bigger school that's going to be able to give me better endorsement deals from NIL, because that brand is bigger and stronger.
all right.
um but at the same time, because I came in an era where that was where you can, if you mess around and have somebody buy you a barbecue sandwich, and you ever knew if they ever went to the university, oh, all right, you suspended, you can't play. What, man? What? So now I'm so much on the players having all these liberties to make income and do these things, because I've seen the dark side of it. And what I mean by that is, where players are being praised and patting their back and signing autographs and pictures. You get free this and this and that, certain meals, all these different things. And now you transition out that life where you may not go to the next level, and you're left with nothing.
Yeah.
Or I played with a Tyrone Proto who was set to make millions into the league. All he had to do was make it through the season and stay healthy. And you got people making millions of dollars. Daniel Moore making so much money off his pictures, he couldn't get a single dime from it, and he's left with nothing. But had he been able to capitalize off his name and that catch he had, that he won an freaking ESPY award. If Tyrone Porto had NIL deal when the ESPY award, when he won the ESPY award for that catch in 2005, this dude would be still sent on money to this day. But he couldn't. So, and because of that, I've seen that. That's why I said the dark side. I've seen what it did to him, how it mentally affected him, and the trying time of not being able to play the game anymore. Because of the injury that he had, and many more of the stories and things. So I'm almost like, yo, I don't want to put. I'm almost afraid for them to put any cap on him, because I've seen how I've seen how I call ours was dang near, we've been pimped for many years straight up, like pimp like crazy. People, oh, you got a free education, bro. You know how much money the schools have bringing the school to bring to the school. You see the building you new brand new building you got right here, because of what we did, because we was on the field putting in the work. And so even though I see that cap, I just don't trust the NCAA to be able to do something right that is
Yeah,
going to
they
affect
usually
you
don't.
guys.
You're
Yeah,
right.
they're gonna find a way to get their hands back greased up and still, but they talking about the transfer and all this stuff. But I'm like, okay, you don't stop this coach. I remember when Tennessee had Lane Kiffin, and then the other coach got fired at USC. Pete Carroll left to go to the NFL, and he
Yep.
immediately, boom, I'm out Tennessee. I'm out. I'm deuces. I'm gone. Boom,
Yep.
left all them players that he promised that he was gonna be there for, and he gone. It was just like
Straight
that.
to
Very next year, he
Tennessee.
played
Yep.
coaching up there, and then he got fired because of, whatever he did. And I seen that, but y'all don't have no restriction on them. But y'all getting upset with the players transferring to
Players,
make sure that
right.
they take advantage of this little 4 year window of their
Yeah.
life to capitalize. So it's both sides, and I agree with you on that, Terrell. How way they got to put some levels of cap on it, and Son and Chris as well. But like I said, if I feel it's gonna hurt the players, even me, I'm sitting here to this day. I'm like, I ain't benefited from it, but we're now even us, but I still love it because I know what these kids, the position these kids could potentially be in once they leave. You know what I'm saying? And not having any guarantees, even if they get their degree, it's not a guarantee out there. But you to put so much work in. And the last thing I'll get to before I shift off on it, to make sure, I hope I ain't forgot what I'm finna say. Oh my God, I think I had a brain fart. Oh, now, years later, they have now introduced at University of Alabama. I'm sure they're gonna start doing it at other where the alumni also now have NIL deals, where we can be able to get paid off our image likeness and all those things, where it's going to different sessions, autograph sessions, or making appearances here, or getting endorsed with this and stuff like that. So, you know, I greatly appreciate that. That's something that I feel that we definitely deserve. We trickle down after all these years and supporting, But it's definitely it's definitely a give and take, man, and it's something that I want to see us continue to. I would love to see how it's going to continue to work its way. And I ain't gonna lie, it needs some type of government because right now it's kind of the wild wild west. Not
Yeah,
gonna
it's all
Yeah.
over the place.
lie. It's rocking. It's rocking. All right, man. I'm sorry, Chris. I want to make sure if you got anything, I want to go ahead and get us wrapped up here real quick. Chris, I think you have anything to jump on real quick.
No, I think we covered all. I mean, it was a great great discussion. Like you said, this is our first time, talking with an HBCU athlete, and you just giving the insights,
Oh,
the
I
ins
can't
and
wait.
outs, and just it. Yeah, so this was really good.
All right, wonderful. I'm gonna guess what I'm gonna do here real quick, man. We're gonna give you a shout out. Have you speak to something to get a big announcement. First time we getting the first exclusive announcement from my man. He has two announcements. I'm gonna show the flyers, guys. Then I'm gonna let him speak to it real quick. We're gonna bring it back. My man been putting in the work. Terrell Gardner. Here it is. First one as we show it. Let me see if I can get it pulled up on. Give me a second here. I'm gonna pull you guys off the screen. Then we're gonna come back. All right, man. So let's go ahead and start to speak to it, man. So you the Daytona Beach, you've been able to make to December the 10th, make one of these one of these post uh college bowl games and everything, man. Speak to how much that means to you, and also in that Pebble Stadium as well. Let us know how that feels to you, man. Let's hear some about it from your mouth. Hear you.
Oh man, it's a blessing. Just let you know that all that work you've been putting in, is paying off. Just because I go to a FCS school, I don't get the opportunities that those bigger school players get. So it's just like, somebody sees you, you know, and it's not going unnoticed. So I'm gonna go down there and I'm gonna do my thing, and just hope for a chance. You got the XFL, CFL, NFL. It don't matter where I end up, but I'm gonna go down there and do what I do, and make the best of it. Um, so I ain't really worried about them right now. I already told them I'm going to both of them. So I got my invites, but I already told them I'll be there. But I'm gonna finish my season out. Hopefully get the Legacy Bowl. That's also another one of my goals I got in my book. So that's just keep working, keep grinding. You
Hmm.
know, I'll be ready to play. I ain't really too worried about who they put in front of me. So
I love it, man. Real quick, as far as that, how does that work? That's something that does the committee was coming down, or your coaches got to submit you for that? How did that work? Do you know?
I know the FCS Bowl, somebody nominated me. I don't know who.
Okay.
I was nominated. They emailed me out the blue. So, and then the other one, the HBCU Pigskin Showdown, they had actually called one of my coaches. So, like I said, I didn't know. My coach hit me up one morning. It's like, hey man, check your email. You know, HBCU Pigskin Showdown. They was like, hey, we want you to come play. And I was like, I'll be there. You know,
Say
it,
less.
it wasn't no doubt in my mind. I told them the same day they sent me the invite. You know, and so I was like, I'll be there. And then, shoot, two days ago, the FCS Bowl hit me up, and so I was like, yeah, count me in. You know, so when anything I could do to just put my face out there, showcase my talents, I'm gonna do it. So I'll be ready.
I love it. I love it, man. I love it, bro. That's what it's about, man. So blessings to you. I'm super proud of you, man. I'll be watching you. Like I said, you never know who's watching, bro. I've been checking you out on the social media and different things for a while, and just loving how you've been playing the game and how you attack the game. Yeah, I was low key stalking you. I was low key. Look, I was at Covery's. Do you know what Covery is? You probably know what that's at, do you? The Covery
Yeah, I know. It's right there by
Regiment Fitness. That's where I
yeah
be at. You need to come to
the
the gym.
burger place.
Yeah, bad daddies, bad
Yeah.
daddies. So like I'm over there. Some of your teammates, they probably did anybody tell you a guy was looking for you to
Yeah,
want to
there was like
interview
a
you?
guy looking for you, and I was just like, "Who?" They was like, I was like, "Who?" You know, nobody told me. It's like, "Don't want you to do a podcast, man." I was like, "Y'all not telling me nothing, man." I was like, "Y'all just told me somebody want to do a podcast." I was like, "I don't know who want to do it." You know, so I was like, "I'm always down for a podcast." So
Okay, that's what's up. Shout out to them because I was gonna say, yo, tell your homeboys they ain't look out for you, bro. They weren't looking out for you, but they actually delivered the message. So I don't even remember their names. But yeah, they are. I'm glad they got the information. So I was the guy. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, look, I want to get this cat on, man. I like what he's doing here. So, but anyway, shout out to you, man. You're outstanding young man, bro. And I wish you all the best of luck. Finish out that season strong. And man, just keep having fun and hey, play the game as long as your body will allow you. Stay healthy and more blessings to you. All right.
yes, sir, I appreciate it.
No problem. E36, we salute you guys. We are out one more time, guys. Go ahead and like, subscribe to the page. We here with my man Terrell Gardner, guys. Number one, Alabama Alabama A&M, HBCU, and we out, guys. Thank you.
Okay.
E36 Unfiltered, aka the Unfiltered room with Mr. E Gray. Introducing all the latest names and the latest news. Hottest take, he the new face, yeah, the new sound, but keep it old school.